You know, when a flight is overbooked, they offer people money and benefits to take the next flight or volunteer their seat for someone else. So it says, an auction operator would clearly prefer bidders to be unaware of competing offers. Delta has formulated a new web-based system that does this. Passengers checking in online or at an airport kiosk are offered the chance to participate in what could be described as a sealed bid multiple unit reverse auction. Bidders enter a price they are willing to accept to be bumped to a later flight, but they're unaware of the extent to which their flight has been oversold and have no knowledge of the bids of other passengers. Bids are transmitted directly to gate agents who take the lowest first and rebook passengers as necessary. Now this is very clever, right? This is very smart because airlines don't have a strong bargaining position in this type of situation. Passengers know that if nobody steps forward, the offer will escalate because they need to vacate the seats. And the statutory payment isn't bad if airlines have to pull people off flights against their will. But in a reverse auction system, Delta lets people value their own time while also reducing the waiting time and workload at the gate. Priceline and other advanced booking services once seemed like outliers. They may appear conservative if such bidding catches on. So we see an enormous amount of creativity going into these efforts, but the consumer is not without resources. And I ask the question, all right, what lies ahead? Some, you know, nobody has a crystal ball. There's some things we can see, some things that surprise us.
Yes, I'm interested to see this slide, but before you move on to this,
Sure, go ahead, please.
Since today you decided to pick on us.
No, I was picking on everybody. You just happen to be here.
Who is us?
Well, you know, Diego didn't pre-register, but even if you did, I wouldn't have taken out of it.
No, and I think it's a very interesting topic, and it is true. And actually, the airline is very aware of this, and they do it consciously, obviously, and there are serious consequences. But this is driven. This is something that is not driven by our company. This is driven by the market. So we just have to live with it and try to figure out our way around it. We don't determine the price of oil, for example. So if we want our customers to still travel with us, we have to figure out how to cut costs. And you have JAL that went bankrupt because they didn't know how to adjust and get technology. And then we embraced technology. And today you can fly, you can still fly on us. Now, we're very aware of it. And then actually our website, we're working really hard to improve it and make it very, very easy for everyone. Actually now in June we're completely changing our website. It has changed now lately, it's in a transition period, but we're very aware of it. And I can tell you something, there's not going to be less technology, there's going to be more technology, but they're trying to make it smarter or simpler. They're going to continue investing.
So they're not going to connect you to dental implants when you
I don't know how far they're going to reach, but what I can tell you, at least from within the company, what I can see, and I used to be in irregular operations where we had a lot of people telling us that more technology will make it easier for passengers to get faster connections and things like that. And I can tell you, I was inside those kind of projects, and yes, technology will help, but it's not always perfect, and sometimes will cause even problems. Even worse. And it's better to talk to a person, but sometimes you don't have the resources, you just don't have the perfect people to do that. So you just have to deal with it. Now, it's not necessarily better, so I agree, it's not efficient, it's completely against the concepts. But what I can see that what's happening now in the future is we're learning about this. So I see a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know if you do, but I do, I have to. But I do see that there is going to be more technology, maybe a bit smarter, and we're making humongous investments on that. And I think that's the way it's going to go, just smarter technology. Our website right now, it's going to be in June, it's going to be amazing. Now that we've gone through the merger and all that, we have a lot of time to invest. And the number one investments are on technology to make it even smarter and easier and things like that. So
let me ask you a question. Obviously, the merger complicates things.
Tremendously.
Yeah, I understand that. So let's see if we can sort of look at that. If it weren't for the merger making things more complicated, would they still choose to spend that humongous amount of money on technology rather than on training people to be more responsive to the customer?
That's a great question. And let me tell you something. This is a little bit.
Well, I'm not a consultant for nothing.
No, but this is kind of like a little secret between the two companies, Northwest and Delta.
Mm-hmm.
Northwest has actually all the IT jobs are from that remained, or the positions that remain are from Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
Northwest was now well known for its customer service, at least in the U.S. The Delta was slightly better customer service.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that when we merged, most of the systems that remained were Deltas. Why? Because actually, the company that took over was Delta. The successful company, let's say, was Delta, the one that relied more on the customer service. The one that relied more on the technology, that was Northwest. We had just to, okay, whatever Delta say, we follow. So we were acquired, essentially. But it's interesting because the company that relied more on customer service is actually the one that won. Mm-hmm. Now, what's happening is all the IT jobs that remain are from Northwest. So Delta is still putting customer service first, and then technology will follow. Mm-hmm. So our philosophy right now, the one that survived, or at least that remained, is
that prevailed.
Exactly, that prevailed is customer service orientation, but always supported by more I would say, humane technology. Let's say. Mm-hmm. So, but for example, we have red codes. Well, a lot of people out there that actually are trying to be in front of technology, to put a face to technology. And actually, our latest ads are all about that. It's like you can have a plane and it's 500 tons, but it's the people that will really help.
Well, Discover is doing that too. This sort of
exactly. So all our marketing campaigns right now is that we can invest all this money on this equipment and technology, but it's ultimately to people. And that's in every communication that we have in the company. It's all about us. What do we do with our customers? Mm-hmm. But they reach to different. I mean, they're being creative now. They want everyone to feel that we have to serve our customers. So to the point that today I work in completely different areas, more analytics and finance, but I might be called to go to the airport to help if we have a problem or something like that. And it's instilling the culture. We have to go that extra mile. So it's changing the culture in the company.
Good. That's very good news.
I think that's what lies ahead a little bit more.
Yes, yes.
I want to say something.
Okay. We have a
Good.
microphone over there, please. Come on, guys. You know, wake up.
I want to say something because you say Northwest was more technology oriented,
more than
service. Yeah. But I had a mileage frequent flyer program from Northwest, and they had mileage which never expired. Now it has been transferred to Delta, and it is limited the time, and it expires. So I don't think that's such an improvement, and I don't think it's such a move towards more consumer friendliness.
Forgive me, I want you to continue this in the next
No, really. Spin from your
for the simple reason that,
nice in general,
you know,
specific, it doesn't work.
No, I want